evening. No guts, no story. Once said by Chris Brady. Welcome to BMZ News Live presented by Alhilal Hospitals and Medical Centers English News. Myself, Shina Sultana, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. IGA and Directorate of Criminal Information launched Good Conduct e-service for Bahrainis, non-Bahrainis via Bahrain.bh. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister met the Ambassador of the United States of America to the Kingdom of Bahrain. CID Director General praised Bahrain's anti-human trafficking accomplishments. James Webb Telescope discovered oldest galaxy in the universe. Ranil Wickremesinghe elected as President of Sri Lanka. Today's news in detail. IGA Directorate of Criminal Information launched Good Conduct e-services for Bahrainis, non-Bahrainis via Bahrain.bh. The Forensic Information Directorate of the Ministry of Interior, in cooperation with the Information and E-Government Authority (IGA), has launched a new service via the national portal Bahrain.bh. The service is issuing a Good Conduct certificate for Bahrainis and non-Bahrainis outside the kingdom. The service allows Gulf nationals and foreigners who used to reside in Bahrain to apply for the certificate while abroad. The service is added to a series of Directorate e-services in cooperation with the authority, including the Good Conduct certificate and follow up the application statute. And to benefit from this new service, the Gulf nationals and foreigners who used to reside in Bahrain should meet the conditions. The applicant should have Bahrain's ID number, apply from outside Bahrain, and have a registered printout with the Interior Ministry. If the applicant does not have a registered fingerprint, then he or she should visit the nearest police station in the country he or she lives in to download the fingerprint form. Suppose the applicant is still in Bahrain and wants the certificate to be issued immediately after departing the kingdom. In that case, he or she could visit any fingerprint registration offices at police stations. The applicant should follow the application steps mentioned in Bahrain.bh by entering the ID, clicking continue for the system to verify the information. Then the application form will be shown if the applicant has a registered fingerprint. After that, the applicant should enter personal details, the application's purpose, the country he or she resides in, and his or her business activities. The applicants inside Bahrain could request hard copy or digital certificates. Meanwhile, applicants living abroad could only get digital certificates. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister met the Ambassador of the US to the Kingdom of Bahrain. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, today met with the Ambassador of the United States of America to the Kingdom of Bahrain, His Excellency Stephen C. Bondi, at Gudaibiya Palace. His Royal Highness highlighted the strength of Bahrain-US strategic relations and emphasized the importance of further strengthening cooperation to achieve the kingdom's comprehensive development goals led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. During the meeting, the efforts of the kingdom in maintaining a Tier 1 statue in the U.S. Department of State Trafficking in Persons report for the 5th consecutive year, the outcomes of the Jeddah Security and Development Summit, and the latest regional and international developments were also discussed. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, His Excellency Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and the Minister of Cabinet Affairs, His Excellency Hamad bin Faisal Al Malki, also attended the meeting. CID Director General praised Bahrain's anti-human trafficking accomplishments. The Director General of the Criminal Investigation and Forensic Science (CID), Brigadier Abdulaziz Al-Rumaihi, hailed Bahrain's success in maintaining its Tier 1 status in combating trafficking in persons, according to the report of the U.S. State Department for the 5th year in a row. He said that the achievement was part of the directives of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa to promote equality and human rights without discrimination. He also praised the support of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. He also lauded the efforts of all authorities, including the Interior Ministry, in promoting human rights values and the policies and directives of the Interior Ministry. Alhilal Hospitals and Medical Centers, Bahrain's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by alhilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Foreign Minister praised a local press role in supporting development process. Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani has praised the role of the local press and national media as active partners in defending the nation's security and stability, preserving its cultural identity and promoting its development and civilizational gains under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad. The Foreign Minister made the statement while receiving here today columnists at the Al-Balad newspaper. He expressed his appreciation of the development and awareness message of the local press and columnists, stressing the ministry's keenness under the directives of His Royal Highness Prince Salman to promote partnership with newspapers and mass media to support the goals of the comprehensive development process. Deputy Public Security Chief met Commander of U.S. Naval Forces Central Command. Deputy Chief of Public Security Major General Sheikh Hamad bin Mohammed Al Khalifa has met the U.S. Naval Force Central Command, U.S. 5th Fleet and Combined Maritime Forces Vice Admiral Brad Cooper as part of his visit to the U.S. Naval Activities Support Unit. The meeting reviewed cooperation and coordination between the two sides and topics of common interest related to maritime security, training and building capabilities. Housing Minister stressed public-private partnership. Housing and Urban Planning Minister Amna bint Ahmed Al Rumaihi held a meeting with the technical team in charge of the government-owned land investment platform, which was launched last April as part of the Economic Recovery Plan. She commended the Ministry of Finance and National Economy for its cooperation, stressing joint coordination as part of the Team Bahrain to achieve economic recovery. She stressed the ministry's keenness to invest in housing land through the new platform, consolidate partnership with the private sector and explore innovative solutions. She announced that housing projects would be launched in the upcoming period in partnership with the private sector, adding that the investment schemes in government-owned land would be expanded. Now we shall go for a short commercial break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back. Bahrain's keenness on promoting human rights praised. Chairman of the Human Rights Committee and member of the Foreign Affairs, Defense and National Security Committee at the Council of Representatives, MP Amr Ahmed Al-Banai praised Bahrain's civilizational achievement in maintaining its top-tier ranking for the 5th consecutive year in recognition of its dedicated effort to combat human trafficking. The U.S. State Department's 2022 report on trafficking in persons, DIP, has placed the Kingdom of Bahrain in Tier 1 status. SCW Secretary General met Minister of Sustainable Development. Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Women SCW, Hala Al-Ansari, met with Noor bint Ali Al-Khulaif and congratulated her on the Royal Trust following her appointment as Minister of Sustainable Development. She said that the Trust embodies the great interest in the empowerment program of Bahraini women, particularly their political participation in decision making. Al-Ansari pointed out that the creating a Ministry for Sustainable Development asserts commitment and support of the Kingdom of Bahrain to the UN agenda to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals 2030. She voiced keenness of SCW to activate partnership with the Ministry of Sustainable Development to ensure complementary of the national efforts to achieve the 17 Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). Saudi's ministry cancels licenses of 5 Umrah companies. The Ministry of Hajj and Umrah announced on Wednesday that the cancellation of the licenses of 5 Umrah services providing companies for failure in fulfilling their obligations towards Umrah pilgrims and for violating the rules regulating Umrah services. The ministry said that all the legal measures were taken against the erring companies and they were referred to the competent authority to look into the violations and impose appropriate penalties against them. The ministry noted that it is receiving all observations and complaints with regard to the services and facilities for the pilgrims and deals with them immediately to ensure that the experience of Hajj and Umrah pilgrims is unique and enriched. The services being rendered to the pilgrims shall be in accordance with the highest quality standards so as to enable them to perform their rituals in ease and comfort, stressing that it will not show any leniency towards those who are negligent of offering services for the pilgrims. James Webb Telescope discovered oldest galaxy in the universe. The James Webb Space Telescope has detected the oldest known galaxy in the universe. It captured the Glass Z13 galaxy that was formed only about 300 million years ago after the Big Bang, which occurred 13.8 billion years ago. This breaks the record set by the predecessor, the Hubble Space Telescope, when it spotted galaxy GNZ11 formed 400 million years after the birth of the universe. The discovery was described in a paper on ARXIV, an open access site where reports are published. The galaxy known as Glass Z13 has broken the record for the oldest galaxy ever observed by nearly 100 million years ago. And the $10 billion telescope was launched into space on Christmas Day 2021 to observe galaxies formed after the Big Bang. Ranil Wickremesinghe elected as President of Sri Lanka. Ranil Wickremesinghe was voted as the 8th executive president in crisis-hit Sri Lanka on Wednesday morning as angry protesters vowed to go on fighting to remove him from office at the Galface Green protest site in capital Colombo. Wickremesinghe won with 134 votes, while his major contender, ruling party MP Julas Alhapurma, backed by opposition parties and independent MPs, received only 82 votes in a secret ballot. The third candidate, Anura Kumara, the leader of the largest leftist party in Sri Lanka, received 3 votes. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shina Sultana. Good night.